What's up, you guys? John here, and welcome to Inside the Solo, Episode 5. This is going to be a continuation of Episode 4. The song is Tell Me by Stevie Ray Vaughan off the album Texas Flood. There's just so much to talk about in this solo that we couldn't possibly fit it all into one episode. So we're going to pick it up on the second chorus of the solo. If you like this video, be sure to hit the thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. Alright, here's what it sounds like. So Stevie starts off by doing a double stop with a bend, and he's utilizing a picking technique called tremolo picking. And tremolo picking is where you just go back and forth real quick on the strings. Here's what it sounds like. Okay, so what I'm doing is I put my pinky and I'm barring down 2 strings at the 11th fret. So I'm covering the B string and the E string. And then I use my second finger on the 10th fret of the G string. And I put my first finger behind it. So I'm going to hold this bar down with my pinky, so my pinky's flat. Then my second finger is going to lift up this note on the 10th fret, but I put my first finger behind it because when I can, I always try and bend with more than one finger, so you get the extra strength. So here's what it sounds like without the bend, and then you bend that note up. Okay, so these two are ringing, and it's actually used a lot in country. It's called a pedal steel kind of bend. So you bend that up, and then your pick is literally just going to be like a really fast sort of strum like this. Okay, and you just go back and forth as fast as you can. And Stevie would do this. He'd play a solo, and then he'd always pretty much all the time go into like some sort of tremolo picking. He had like sort of stages of his solo where it's like the first chorus is this. And so here's the tremolo part. Bend that up, and then you're going to go. So all while that tremolo is picking and the double stop is on top ringing out, you're going to go bend up and then drop it down, and then go to your first finger on the G string, 8th fret, and then back up to 10. Just da da da. So it's da 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 da. So that's why it just sounds crazy, because you got this drone going and then one note like moving around within it. So it's in the middle, it's on the bottom. Right? Okay, let's hear what it sounds like. So first you bend up. So that's, so you bend up, and then you start this. As you're doing that tremolo bending, you bend up and you bring it back down in the middle. So for instance, then he brings it back down and starts again like a re-bend. So you hear that? So it's like winding it back up again. And then this note, and you end with, I use my third finger on the D string, 10th fret. So it's, you get this melody. Re-bend, and then, so da 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 dee da do. Yeah. Then And this is what's really amazing, is how great Stevie's rhythm playing is. I mean, this is just so funky and in the pocket. Listen. Okay, so that's... So I just used my first finger. We're going to do what's called a bar. We're going to cover 3 strings. We're going to cover the G string, the B string, and the E string at the 8th fret. We're going to go. Then I go to my 3rd finger and cover those same 3 strings, this time at the 10th fret. Then back to 8. So it's like a little rocking back and forth. And then you hear him add the vibrato and just shake that note. So, and my strumming hand is going to go down, up, down. And then you go back up, so back and forth. Then you go, tag it with 10, 8 again. And then you go, another classic kind of Stevie thing where he's doing, you know, double stops or triple stops, lifting them slightly. So what I do is I use my 3rd finger, it's barring, but I'll put my other finger there just to help bring it up a little bit, and then bring it back down. So hear that? So, and then you go back to 8. And then, so, then 10 again, 8, and then go to the 10th fret on the D string. And that's bend, release, 8, 10, 8, 1 note. And then, so really all of this is sort of, to me, encircling or like doing an enclosure around this C chord here. So you're going above, below, and then you hammer. So that last bit is the 8th fret doing the triple stop barring, and then hammer your 2nd finger on the G string from the 8th fret to the 9th fret, which brings us finally to that resolution of this chord shape. And you hear Stevie do this all the time, like in Texas. You know what I mean? These are just classic blues moves. And then I love this, that high part. Oh, it's so fierce. So this is like a little triad up here. It's giving us a C7 sharp 9 natural 5. So this would be the 1st finger on the G string at the 15th fret way up here. So this is now, we've kind of left this position, but one thing I want to talk about with this solo, I made a video of me playing this a long time ago, just me playing the solo on YouTube, and someone commented on it and they said, wow, Stevie pretty much did all of this whole solo with barely ever leaving one position of the guitar. So everyone's always thinking about, oh, I gotta learn more scales, I gotta do all this, and Stevie plays this ridiculous solo pretty much all on the 8th fret, except for when he shoots up here for a second. Plays a high chord and then comes back down. So this is the 15th fret on the G string, the 16th fret on the B string, and the 15th fret on the E string. It really looks like a little triad like this. But again, over the C chord you get that sharp 9, and this is actually very Kenny Burrell, and I know that Stevie Ray Vaughan was a big Kenny Burrell fan, and Kenny Burrell was a big Stevie Ray Vaughan fan. He told me actually when I was getting lessons from him. So slide up here to this fret, this chord, and then you come back down. So and then you go to a double stop here on the 8th fret, covering strings B and E. And then we go. So that's, again, that classic lick we kept mentioning, bending on the 3rd string, 10th fret, then lay your 1st finger flat and go 8, 8. So you go bend, then 8, 8, and then bend again on the 3rd string, up and down to a pull-off, 10th fret on the D string, 8th fret on the G string. So, woo! Oh, this lick is one of my favorite Stevie licks. So, let's see. There it is. So he uses this lick in Lenny as well. A lot of Stevie tunes use it actually. So you do the same lick again. You bend up. So this would be bending on the 3rd string, 10th fret, then cover 8, 8, then 11, 8, and then you go to the 9th of the chord, which is a really cool choice, and do this little blues lick, which would be 10th fret, 1st string, and then you do this hammer pull off on the 8th to the 9th fret, and then 11 on the 2nd string, 8 on the 2nd string. So now Stevie had a few variations of this lick. Sometimes he would do the half step there, which personally I really like. Sometimes he would go and just do the whole step there. So, oh, sorry, whole step is this. Half step is this, which is a little more tension. I actually like. And sometimes he would even do them both, like he'd go. But I'm gonna go with that one here. And then to get us out, so that's back to that staple lick again. And then we shoot up to sort of like an Albert King kind of lick. We're going to bend the 1st string 13th fret. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then after that 4th time, you play the 1st finger on the 11th fret. And then go to the 13th fret, and then play the 13th fret on the 2nd string. Now there's a cool thing you can do with this. You'll see Stevie sometimes pull that note with his middle finger, or with a finger as opposed to the pick. So you see there, I'm just pulling that string. And it gets some more kind of the Albert King sound. Your finger just gets that fierce sound as opposed to just like the pick, which is cool, but this just makes it cry a little more. And then you just pop those, and then you end with the pick. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. What a great lick. Hear it again. If your fingers are hurting, it's totally normal. Okay, last lick. So that's going to be, again, back to our launching point lick. 10, 8, 8. And then when you get to this 11 here, you grab your 2nd finger on the G string, bend that up, and then you fall down, 8, 10, 8, and again that trill, like we saw earlier. And then the backwards sort of rake. This time he goes to a G7 chord. Sometimes you'll just hear one note, like we we heard earlier in the solo. Now it's a G7 chord. First one note, then add the chord. So. Or she sort of builds into the chord. Maybe there's a third in there. And then this is a classic Stevie Ray Vaughan shape. We're going to be on the 5th string, 10th fret, 4th string, 9th fret, and then 3rd string, 10th fret. So that's, like you'll hear this. You'll hear him do that all the time. So it's like a backwards rake into that chord. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really hope that you learned something from this video. I'm just trying to share my experience. I'm like getting up early to do these videos before I head out to go play gigs and teach guitar lessons and do what I do. So give it a thumbs up if you like the video. Leave a comment below. And don't forget to check out some of the other Inside the Solo videos that are already up. And follow along with me at Instagram at John MacLennan if you want to be a part of it there. Alright, keep practicing and we'll see you in the next episode.